This is Dr. Dre. Party's going on. Thank God it's Friday.
Ding, ding, dong.
This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Tell me something, my friend. You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
Hey, life's a risk, carnal.
I do a great impression of a hot dog.
Billy likes to drink soda.
So am I to understand that you men completed your training on your own?
That's the fact, Jack!
Come on, seriously, who is that?
I only came here to do two things, man. Kick some ass and drink some beer. Looks like we're almost out of beer.
Ooh, and there it is. The maybe second best intro in podcasting. Maybe the best video intro though. Maybe I can at least say that. But watchers, what is up? We are back. Sorry about the little bit of a delay here, but I mean, guys, coming off the 100th episode, it was a big episode. It was awesome. Had a lot of fun. Again, thank you to everyone that sent in clips for it and everything. It was a good review or a good return to all the old now watch this movies and shows that we covered, our different guests and everything like that. So it was great, man. And then again, coming off the big 99 episode that I had Chuck Staten on with me, so much fun, so much fun. I can't talk about that one enough. Again, guys, go to nowwatchthispod.com and listen. And again, anywhere you can find good podcasts. So I mean, you must be there, right? Because you're listening to this. But I do got a special treat for you guys. I did mention at the end of last week's episode, if you didn't hear it, is we do have a little bit of a. I guess we finished on a cliffhanger, kind of. But I said it going out, and I'll say it again now. Is I have talked to Lucky lately, and all signs point to Luck's gonna join us back here on Now Watch This. So I'm looking forward to that, and I cannot wait. And talking to him, man, he's excited, and Luck's been doing a lot of videos lately, and so hey, maybe that's you know, Luck's gonna start bringing that portion to Now Watch This again. Um, Definitely up our production value because you guys know y'all ain't getting that with old Joe here. But I would say that in these last few episodes, especially the ones that Joe has been pushing or that I have been pushing, have been a lot of fun, and I can't wait to do more. And I'm sure that even after Luck returns, I'll still have chances and opportunities to come at y'all one on one like this. But what I want to do when I do come at you guys one on one like this, when we get some intimate alone one on one time, is I really like have the opportunity to do podcasts the way I guess I kind of felt like doing, and in going back and re- reliving or revisiting a lot of our episodes, man. I miss that watch along aspect that Luck and I always brought. And yeah, I'm our biggest fan. So I'll tell you all this. I went back and I watched, I don't know how many of our videos, or how many of our shows, and I do miss that watch along aspect. I'm sure when Luck comes back, we will bring that back as well. Probably do a lot more in person stuff as well. But you know, there's I've always said there's certain movies that I'll bring up, and it's I really feel like, I mean, I know it's not the case, but I really feel like I'm the only motherfucker that's ever watched these movies. Like, I did my cousin Vinny the other well, what was it, early January, and that was just Joe solo by himself. And one of the reasons being is because I couldn't find anyone to fucking do the movie with me. I found fans after the fact, after I did the movie, and they're like, "Oh, I like that movie." But yeah, like leading up to it, man, I posted about it in our Facebook group, the Now Watch This Watchers. Um, I posted about it, and I didn't get any feedback, man. So I was like, okay, fuck it, I'll do it by myself. Like, and again, these are maybe movies that I brought up to Luck before, and he's like, "Yeah, never fucking heard of her." And Luck's not too uppity like that. He'll watch a movie if I recommend it, but yeah, like I really gotta take advantage while I can, and I guess I gotta take advantage while I can, and um take advantage while I can, and get these movies that I know Luck won't do, and get them done. So that's what I got going today, and let me see if I can play just a little hint of the movie I got.
We're gonna think you a big Wesley Snipes because go Wesley, go Wesley.
Man, I wouldn't let them two brothers cut my taxes.
They were a couple of nobodies.
What's up, Sharice?
What the hell are you doing telling people I'm sleeping with you?
Who couldn't cut it anywhere.
Is anything ever gonna happen to us? Someday, my brother.
The police force is hiring brothers.
Nick, Ain't trying to be the man. Dre, you trying to be the man? I am not trying to be the man.
Give me one reason.
Rodney King!
And I can only, I guess, copyright purposes, or I can only play a little bit of that, but that's the movie I got coming up here, man. 1993's Who's the Man, and it's I want to say it's 2 hours. Yeah, it's about 2 hours. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the movie started right now, guys. And I'll warn y'all right now, I couldn't find this streaming anywhere, so your boy had to cough up and got the movie. It wasn't even on Prime. Like, I couldn't rent it or nothing like that. So here we go. 1993's Who's the Man. I'm gonna get us started in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Ooh, I might have the volume still up, guys. Let me turn that down before we get we get checked here. Come on. Ooh, what? Okay, let me pause that real quick because I can't find the damn remote to lower the volume. Good one, Joe. I got it, guys. All right, 3, 2, 1. We're getting back started. And again, 1993, starring two. I mean, as far as acting's concerned, they were unknown because they did not act. And it was starting Dr. Dre and Ed Lover, who were famous from Yo MTV Raps. The director, Ted Dim, he's actually from Yo MTV Raps as well. So a lot of you'll see a lot of MTV in here. As a kid, dude, I grew up with Yo MTV Raps, man. Yo MTV Raps director Ted Dim ran from August of 88 to August of 95. And I know, like, people will be like, no, Joe, it started in 87. What are you talking about? It actually did. It did, but in MTV Europe. It migrated to the US in 88. And I actually got migrated. I used a big old toss word there. It migrated in 88, and it got play there. And I want to say these two guys that are leading this movie here, Dr. Dre and Ed Lover, again, they were not, actors by any means. They were I think Dre was a comedian, and Ed Lover was just someone working there, but he was in the, I guess, kind of hip hop community. I want to say he grew up in the Run DMC era or around there. So, um, yeah. Two like unknowns came in together on Yo MTV Raps. Didn't know each other, and you wouldn't know that from watching that show, man. Like that show, they were, I mean, their synergy and how connected they were. I want to say like in leading up to the movie or leading up to the show when they got together, like the director saw them as a Black Abbott and Costello, really. So, and they mixed that well, right? Dre's the big guy, Ed Lover's the tall, skinny guy, and man, they made an excellent team. And as a kid, like I said, um 8, 9, 10 years old, like that's my prime, well, not even my prime, but my early days of listening to rap music. Rap had just came out. And I always credit, my god brother Black and my cousin Rudy and the people that turned me on to rap. I mean, a big part of listening to rap at that time was, um following this stuff here is Yo MTV Raps. And getting into the movie, man, you see all throughout the movie. The movie starts off with a little bit of this. A little bit of House of Pain there to start you off. But yeah, man, the movie starts off with House of Pain. Comes in, and you right away you see all the rappers' names and stuff. But basically, Ed and Dre are two of the worst barbers in Harlem, and you got a barbershop filled with just a bunch of different characters. Bernie Mac and Bill Bellamy are a couple characters in there, and this is early. I don't think Bellamy was even at MTV yet. I know Bernie Mac wasn't. Bernie Mac was just coming off of and they were both coming off of Def Jam, and that's how they got in here. We saw Phife Dawg in the chair. I love Phife Dawg. Tribe Called Quest, but yeah, man. So like I said, movie full of rapper cameos, from top to bottom. But basically, man, these guys are the two worst barbers in Harlem, and they're just a bunch of screw ups. Everyone in the shop goes in there, and they basically mess up dude's hair. He's talking about like I'm sorry, guys. Y'all are gonna catch me watching this movie and laughing a lot because it's just a funny movie. We got Bowlegged Lou here. He plays a guy called 40, and y'all don't know Bowlegged Lou. He's from the group Full Force. If you're a fan of the house party movies, he's the "I break your legs and kick your fucking ass." It's that guy. So, Colin Quinn coming in here. I mean, this movie, it like I said, it's 2 hours, and it does, maybe there are some parts that might drag a little bit, but yeah, it's so chock full of like, if you were a fan at the time of this stuff, of Yo MTV Raps, or just rap in general at the time, like you would be a fan of this one. Got another rapper coming in here. I mean, I'm just gonna go through the list of names that I have here because I'm not that great with it, but Ice-T, Colin Quinn, Todd One, Bowlegged Lou, T Money, Kurt Loder, Fat Five Freddy, KRS-One, Stretch, Duffy, Queen Latifah, Salt and Peppa, Naughty by Nature comes out, EPMD, Eric B and Rakim. I think Rakim's in it. I don't know if Eric B's in it, but I know Rakim's in it. But yeah, man, like just I mean, like I said, you're a fan of rap at the time, just chocked full of people you would know from the rap genre. All right, throughout the opening of the movie, we've seen this lady walking, and she's walking with some purpose, man. And it becomes a running joke throughout the movie, of women coming up to Ed Lover and slapping him. And what the reason being is like Ed Lover's talking shit, saying that he slept with them, and he didn't. So the funny part about that is like Ed's come out, and in doing research, guys, I couldn't find much about these movies, man. Like I said, it probably should have been a judgment to being like, yeah, Joe, then you probably shouldn't do this movie. There's not a lot of fans out there. No one fucking knows it besides you. Why are you gonna do this movie? I do this for me. I love it. I love it. Um, but yeah. Throughout the movie, Ed Lover's getting smacked, and what he said. I think her name's Brenda in this scene, right? Or this part. He's like, "Yo, Brenda, what's up? Shut up, Dre. Ed Lover, you telling people you sleeping with me?" And she's like, "You just a virgin anyway." She slaps the shit out of him. Ed Lover says he really let them slap him in those scenes there. just just funny shit. Again, Ed Lover's not an actor, man. A lot of these rappers that come out in this movie, they're not actors, but it came off well. Like I'm trying to think of one kind of maybe deal in this movie where the guy came off too much like a like a non-actor, like like someone that didn't know what the hell they're doing. And I really couldn't think of anybody. Um Everyone, Busta Rhymes in this with Leaders of New School. But everyone, down to the last one, they all play their roles well, I guess. And you can't, you don't, I guess you don't notice it. You don't notice that it's a what you call it, that it's a rapper in an acting role, I guess. So Nick's telling the guys, is like, "Hey man, you two are the worst guys in here." Nick's the guy that runs the barbershop, and he's basically the last good person in Harlem, man. Like Harlem's going to hell. And there's some white guy coming into town and trying to buy up all the land in Harlem. We find out why later on in the movie, but it's kind of like, it's early damn movie about gentrification already, you know what I mean? But yeah, man. So Nick tells the guys, "Hey, why don't y'all get y'all real jobs, like and then Nick tells him, "Hey, the police academy is hiring." He's like, "What? Nah, Nick, nah, man, we ain't trying to be the man." And that's the way we talked back in the 90s kids, everyone talked, the cop was the man, who, if you did good, you were the man, so like, the movie has a bunch of different kind of I guess meanings to it, I guess, you know what I mean? But they tell Nick, no, man, they're not gonna, they're not gonna do the police exam. They're promoters now, and they're gonna, and they're doing a rap concert. And dude, basically, I mean, Naughty by Nature was hot at the time, and Naughty by Nature had they came out with OPP, right? That was a big hit, but they had just came out with their new hip, and it was I mean, you tell me, but if you grew up in the 90s or even after, I mean, this song got played everywhere, but this is the first time that anyone kind of really heard it was Naughty by Nature's Hip Hop Hooray. And dude, they basically show a whole concert of Hip Hop Hooray. Yeah, so the guys are promoting the concert and everything like that, and they're making money, man. Like Dre, like they're like, yeah, I can't believe Nick wanted us to be the man. We ain't no way we're being the man. and then like right on target, the thing gets shut down. But I always liked this performance by Naughty by Nature. Like, again, I was heavily influenced by this movie, heavily. Like in the rap I listened to, in the, I guess, in the mannerisms, because I always can kind of considered myself able to kind of rap. And I remember like I guess not. I don't want to say performing because I've never really performed except like in karaoke or some shit like that. But whenever I do the mannerisms, I would do it like these guys, and they were heavily influences. Here we see Bowlegged Lou talking to his boys in full force. Talking about how he can promote them. He has I guess a phrase in this movie, right? It's, motherfucker, please, motherfucker, please. Great. Again, if you like the house party movies, I don't know how you don't love this movie. This movie was to me like they wanted. I don't want to say it like this, but like they wanted it to kind of be like because it doesn't stay. It's comedy, but there's some scenes where you see Ed try to get a little serious here, and I'll talk about those when they come up, but. They tried to make it a little, I guess, like, it's too much. Just to me, like, it's a great movie. Yeah, I have nothing wrong with it at all. But I want to say like when it was brought up, I heard them refer to it as, well, it wasn't. It's not a hip hop movie, no, but it is. It is. It's full of rappers. A lot of these rappers aren't performing; they're acting and stuff like that. But it's got a great hip hop soundtrack. So I mean, let it be that. Again, I understand that they're trying to make it more than maybe what it was, but I let it be at least what it is, and that's a hip hop movie. And again, I loved it for that. Uh, so right on cue, the concert gets what did I say? What did they say? Shut down and robbed. Um, so they're giving it all up. And of course, they steal the boys' money. And a lot of people are like, again, I've heard when I do these like movies, I've said it before, guys. I try to do a little bit of research at least. You know what I mean? And by research, I mean like I go look up information about them. I look up videos. Of course, you got the IMDb trivia and all that shit. I try to at least do that, and at least so that I know, um, I can bring a little bit to the show. I remember I would always say like luck brings everything else. I at least they may at least bring some notes, some knowledge, to the movie. So whenever I do one of these movies or any of these movies, I try to go out and do as much research as I can on it. Like, read about it, uh, and put together my little bit of notes for everything. Um, and it was sometimes it's there's already 100 podcasts on this movie. Sometimes there's none, and this movie I found maybe 2 or 3 clips about it. Um, like I said, put it out there, dude, and nobody bid on it. Like I was like, come on, nobody remembers Who's a Man. And like I said, this movie came out in '93. It was a sweet fucking year for me. Like one day, Luck and I are gonna go through like the years. Like we had this plan to go through like well, let's do the year of 19 something, whatever, 1988, whatever the fuck, right? And we're gonna do that. Like one of these years, we're gonna do '93, and '93 had some fucking bangers, bro. So this was one of them to me, and that's the thing. Like that's what this show is, and I've always fucking said it is. We're gonna do what we want to do, and this was definitely something that even though like it wasn't there's not a lot even though there's not a lot this is one of the ones that I wanted to do, you know what I mean? So it's one of my old favorites and everything. Whoa. Yeah, it was one of my favorites coming up. Right here, Nick's back in the shop and he's with an old friend called Lionel, and Lionel's trying to Lionel, we find out is with the is working with this new dude, this new white dude trying to buy up the whole of Harlem. And he's telling Nick, he's like, dude, just sell, man. You need to get out of here. There's drug dealers out here, everything like that. And he does. And Nick's like, no, man, that's more of a reason for us to stay, right? And as they're leaving, they come across Ice T and KRS-One fucking selling drugs outside, and Nick pulls a gun out on Ice T. He's called Night Train in this movie. And again, we start to see the gunplay come into play and everything like that. And everyone has these green guns, and later on we find out where they came from. But it kind of becomes to be like, where did these guns come from or whatever. So right here we see the guys, and dude, I always said it, like, Dre, for a big guy, man, dressed fly all the fucking time. He's always fucking looking good. So he has like this Nick jacket on and a Nick cap, and I was like, man, that's I guess like for it's old school hip hop fashion, right? Like, I guess, and he was a DJ, but he said that like he would they made this movie and they made Yo MTV Raps sometimes on the same days, and he just kept his fucking gear on from Yo MTV Raps and came into the movie. So I totally saw this scene and thought like that was it. Tell you some stupid shit that I pulled from this scene. So this has the scene. This is a scene where they're doing a test, right? And both the boys finish up pretty early on the test, right? And Ed tells Dre, like, hey man, how'd you finish so early on the test? And Dre goes, I spelled abacadabra all the way down. And your boy is not gonna say that he's done this many times, but I know there's been a time or two where I did an abacadabra on a multiple choice test. I don't fucking recommend it. I don't. But I was a knucklehead at once upon a time. We get more cameos here, man. So the guys are out and about, and they get rushed off on by two little kids. And who are they? None other than Chris Cross here. And there's like, why you want to be the man anyway? And he's like, nah, man, we ain't trying to be the man. And they're like, get away from me, kids. Like, you can't even dress yourself. Y'all don't remember Chris Cross used to wear their pants backwards. 6th grade, 7th grade. I'm sure I fucking did that shit. Anyways. But yeah, so we see fucking Lionel talking to this white guy, and I forget this what's this fucking white guy's name? I forget his name. But this dude's classic, I guess, classic 90s white bad guy, I guess, so to say. If that's something. God damn it, I can't think of his name right now. But yeah, classic fucking guy. I want to say he's been in a lot of different movies, but I remember like there's a lot of these guys that went on to make another Ted Dem movie, and Ted Dem, to his credit, like, I mean, not a lot of the rappers. I don't know if Dre and them ever did anything again like that, but Ted Dem, to his credit, like, in this movie, Dennis Leary comes out, Jim Moody, I can't think of this guy's name, but Glenn Kubota, these guys all came out in later on Ted Dem movies, and Ted Dem did some good movies. Like, he did this movie, and I know he did I want to say The Ref with Dennis Leary, and then he did Blow, like Blow, bro. So Ted Dem, he didn't just stick to these little movies here. Yeah, it was a pretty good a pretty good actor. I mean, a pretty good director. Rest in peace, man. I know he passed pretty early there. One of my favorite cameos, I fucking passed up, but one of my favorite cameos was Be Real from Cypress Hill in that in the police thing. All right, so the again, the guys are what you call it. The guys are back home. The boys are back home in matching pajamas, mind you. I have a lot of good friends, guys. I don't have no one that I match pajamas with, but that's for another story. But yeah, Ted Dem did live too. Fuck, I can't believe I forgot that one. But yeah, so the boys are back home and they're watching the Beverly Hillbillies, and he's talking about he's like, man, why can't we be like that? Because that's Hollywood, and we're in Homiewood. Again, there's you can't quote these movies to anybody because nobody else fucking knows them. But there's a lot of shit in here that I always say. This scene right here is they do again. However, the way they make it, they make it to the police academy, and he's, one of the first questions is, "What is? Do you know what being a cop is all about?" And Ed's like, "Yeah, harassing black people." And again, the guys are just cutting up and making jokes. Yeah. There's another, and I say this all the time, but it's like, "Do you hear me, boy?" And he's like, "Boy is a right racist word." I say that all the time, and then he's like, "You see the way he wrinkled my shit, man?" He's like, "Yeah, man, he fucked up your shirt, man. You see him wrinkle my shirt?" This is the police academy scene. Is one of my favorites. They're going through the gun simulator here. And the fucking cop that's showing them how to go, he fucking shoots a kid that's being held hostage, or like, it's the cardboard cutouts come out and he shoots a hostage, and he's like, in some of the there's accidents sometimes. uh ooh Two girls come out and they get, what do they shoot? They shoot someone right in there. Pops. Yeah, I love this. The guys walk out and no, guys, you're gonna shoot your Johnsons off. And so they have their gun. The first robber pops out and they just fucking unload on him, pop a bunch of holes in him. That's Uptown style. There's I said it earlier. There's a lot of MTV cameos in here. One of my favorite ones comes in the police station, and that's Ken Ober. Now, Ken Ober, he ran a show on MTV called Remote Control. If anyone remembers that show, with an early Adam Sandler in it. But that one had Colin Quinn, and that's where those guys came from. That Remote Control show. Again, loved it. I was a big MTV kid, man. For a while. Remember when MTV was great, guys? Y'all remember that shit? Like when MTV was good, bro. Like I would watch that shit 24/7. Again, I liked it for the rap as well. I loved the Yo MTV Raps. But another part of it was like Headbangers Ball. Love that shit. But then the shows that started to come out, you start to get shit like Daria, Beavis and Butthead, and shows like that came out. But again, early shows like Remote Control, Remote Control had a fucking game on Nintendo. That's how good it was, like, or how big it was. But man, like that early MTV, with the jockeys, the disc jockeys, the DJs, VJs, whatever. I love that. And we get a view of some of those as we get into it here. And again, they're all in the police station. But yeah, man, Dennis Leary was big at this time. Like I remember Dennis Leary used to do these weird commercials on MTV, and he was known for like blowing his top and talking shit, blah, 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 blah. But dude, like I remember Dennis Leary. Okay, he did this movie. He did Demolition Man, Judgment Night. He had an HBO comedy special. He had a bit part in the fucking Sandlot. Like Dennis Leary was fucking everywhere at this time, bro. Um, um, there's another cameo. Well, no, I'll talk about it when we get into it. I just don't want to miss it. But yeah, so Nick's bringing up that this guy Demetrius is a problem, and of course Demetrius has to get his hitman to go pay him a visit, and one of those hitmen is none other than MTV News with Kurt Loder. So yeah, again, cameos up the butt in this movie. I like the fact that they were watching, because they try to bring it all around, right? But they were watching the Beverly Hillbillies, and what happens there is Jed shooting at some food and strikes oil. Oh, I love this shit. So the guys come in with their cop uniforms on for the first time, and comes into the shop, and all the guys are like, "They gave you motherfuckers guns?" And he's like, "Yo, this is fucked up." And Bernie Mac says like one of the best fucking jokes that I use to this day, like when I see two people that it warrants. But he's like, "Look at you looking like before and after." Because they're both wearing the same uniform, and one's fat and one's skinny, so it's like before, after. Yeah. Anyways, I always love that joke, and I use it, and again, it falls on deaf ears, but yeah, I love it because they're all talking shit, and Dre like, all right, we're here to protect the streets for people like you, and he's like, and Ed's like, yeah, so don't fuck with us. And everyone, all the guys are all happy for them, congratulating them and shit. Nick, most of all though, man, Nick is just fucking proud as hell, and love it, love seeing that. So the guys get they have to go on Harlem, and they got to patrol Harlem, and I like it because they see a guy. You see, Geo fucking turn the corner, speeding, and he's like, "Look, isn't that Juwan's sheep?" It's like, "Yeah, let's pull him over," and fucking boom, flip on the lights, and they're gonna go pull him over. And this is again, 90s. This is Busta Rhymes and leader of a new school in this Jeep. And what are they doing in the car? It's about to get smoky as hell. Oh, I love this shit. It's like, yo, man, I don't understand, man. What's going on, man? You see me and my guys just chilling here. You see us with our people, and my man. It's like, Juwan. Oh shit, Ed Lover, you the man? Oh shit, Dr. Dre, you the man too? This shit's fucked up, kid. Fucked up. Yeah, all right. So here we get our first look at Dennis Leary as the police sergeant, police captain, whatever. And dude, like, I mean, he is fucking classic in this role. When he starts going off, I'm gonna turn up the volume. I'm gonna see if we can pick up some of this shit. But Dennis Leary at the time, again, like I said, man, he was everywhere. I remember him starting off on those little commercials on MTV, but dude was everywhere. Duffy's in this scene, who was another VJ on MTV. I remember she was very popular. You know, I like about this scene is like fucking it's like Dr. Dre, Dre larva up here. um, well, what is it? No, Dennis Leary's the sergeant. Like, lover, go ahead and get a donut. And then Dre starts going over. He's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Let me see if I can turn this up and let's see if we can hear a bit of this.
Mother, give that name by your birth. No, you just decided to become a duck. Yeah, okay. Can I borrow your billy club, please? Thank you.
It's like, it's your mom, Dr. Dre. You know, my brother went to school for 8 years, took out a $350,000 loan, paying back the interest rate of 18%. So he should be done paying that in about when he's about 75 years old, just so that he can call himself Dr. Cooper. And so you know, Dre's a big guy, right? So, you know, he's like, Doctor Sarge, can I have a donut? He's like, no. He's like, well, I can't say some of the words that he uses in this scene here. And that's how old this movie is, that it's got some cancelable words. So I'm not fucking saying that. But, you know, he's basically telling him, he's like, Ed can have as many fucking donuts as you want. You can have nothing. You can have nothing round with a hole in it. And Dennis Leary, again, like, he was famous for going off on these rants. One of my favorite movies is the Demolition Man. So these guys are in charge of patrolling Harlem, and you know, as they're going on patrol and in Harlem, then we see, you know, I want to say it cuts to, you know, they're going out there and they gave them the biggest piece of junk police car, but these guys know people, you know what I mean? Like, so they're gonna go and take it to their guy, and they're gonna take it to Bubba and see what he could do. I love this. Is one of my favorite scenes. They pull up on 40 and Shorty and another guy, and they pull up and they're gonna bust him, and so they're like up against the wall. Yeah, the guys fucking, they don't know it's them and turn around. It's like, man, why are the cops all answering? He's like, now drop your pants around their ankles and sing me a tribute to your favorite black woman. Bowlegged Lou, he can sing though, man. He's going off. Super fly, super fine, super fine. Yeah, so they're like, hey man, can you soup up? Can you fix up our car? He's like, yeah, man, I always wanted to soup up a police car. Yeah. And we see the guys walking around Harlem. Ooh, another cameo here. The great Yo. You can't play with my yo. Don't try to play me out. Don't try to play me out. Ah, Yo was awesome, man. You know, she's another one of the ones Ed Lover's line on. So he comes and she has to come and give him a good old smackaroonie. Oh, all right. So, you know, Nick brought up this guy Demetrius. You know, that's supposedly building these things in Harlem, and Lionel is obviously working with them, right? He's trying to um get or help him, buy up land in Harlem. And I'm sure Nick's paying him off or something, or has some dirt on him or something like that. But so he's selling, or Demetrius, I'm sorry, and so Demetrius is digging, and he's like, see a lot of digging. I don't see a lot of building. And the guys come in and they're cops now. They can go ask questions. So they go and they steal some dirt. They steal a dirt sample from the guys, right? Because they try to question them. The guys get an attitude with them. So they end up taking a dirt sample from them. And they're walking back, and I guess this is through their day in Harlem. And as they're headed towards the barbershop, man, Nick's you see Nick laying down in the barbershop with some blood around him. And yeah, man. So Nick's laying down there. He's obviously dead. And then the barbershop explodes. Which is crazy, like, these guys are on patrol. They're walking up, and we cut to it's a heart wrenching scene. They're in the now they're at Nick's funeral, and of course the guys, it kind of plays it as they're like his next of kin. I know they just worked for him or whatever, but he's early on in the movie he says he loved them like sons, and everyone's sad. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to fucking laugh there, but it's weird to see like Bill Bellamy looked like he was crying. Bernie Mac sad. Again, all these guys are guys that are not necessarily, especially at this time, like not necessarily actors. Bernie Mac became a great actor. Can't say so much about Bill Bellamy, but hey, everyone loves how to be a player. I'm telling you right now. But Bowlegged Lou is his name's 40 in the movie. I'm sorry, but Bowlegged Lou's the one that's singing on this one, right? Like he's gonna sing, and he, and one of the few things that I could see about this is he said that this was supposed to be Mary J. Blige singing this. So goddamn, dude, that would have been great. Like have Mary J. fucking Blige on here. One of the great things about this movie soundtrack is, well, like it was done by the Diddler. That's not what's great about it, but there's early Notorious B.I.G. on here, and this is like the first ever. This is Notorious B.I.G. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, so I mean, one of the things about this movie is they let these scenes play. Like I talked about the Naughty by Nature scene earlier. Like this one, like Lou he sings, like this whole "Oh Precious Lord," and you hear the whole song. So the guys are in, and they're greeting everybody, and as they're going, and Lionel comes up, and right away he's like, "Hey, you guys were the barbershop was left to y'all in the will, and I got people willing to buy that." And they're like, "Man, we're not worried about that. We're just trying to find Nick's killer." And right away, Lionel tells them about, remember they had that issue with Ice-T or Night Train, fool, Night Train in this movie. So yeah, they had that issue with Ice-T earlier. So he's telling them, it's like, yeah, he had a nasty exchange with that drug dealer Chauncey. But yeah, so they're gonna go after Chauncey. Go to pick up their car, and it's souped up, and it's funny. Like this is their DJ from Yo MTV Rap. My brother Nick, we love you. All right, so they're going out, and Bubba hooked them up. They got hydraulics on it. Every time they go out now, like they're playing music and people start dancing around them and shit. It's so funny. So there they go. And as they're again, this movie takes a lot of this was Mister or something like that. I mean, it takes a lot of privileges, I should say. As my boy Luck used to say, he's like, it's movie magic. It's movie magic. But yeah, a lot of that in this one. It's they're cleaning up, or like they go to the barbershop and they find a gun, and they do a test on what? Test on gun kill Nick. There's a it's so funny, it's this guy, this actor, and seen him in a lot of different things. What I remember him from is Lethal Weapon 4, but this guy's been everywhere in different movies and everything like that. But he plays Fuji in this movie, and it's always funny when they go up to him, Fuji, and he drops something like that. Oh man, another cameo here, old Bushwick Bill. So, I mean, dude, like I said, it's a lot of rapper cameos, a lot of East Coast rappers, but Ice-T's from the West Coast. He gets in there. Bushwick is from Houston, or is it Houston? I think so. Anyways, then there's from down south, so the Ghetto Boys. So yeah, so they go to see Chauncey, and Chauncey's talking to god damn it, I can't think of the girl he's talking to. Monie Love, I think is her name. But yeah, so they go to question him about the gun. Where'd you get the gun? And they take the gun off of him, fucking throw it against the what you call it. They're getting pretty serious, and again, they're fucking pissed off. Their homeboy, their father figure basically got killed. So rightfully so. They're upset or whatever, and so. Not only do they find the gun on Chauncey, they find drugs. So they're like, "Yeah, you need to start talking." And he gives up. He's like, "I ain't no motherfucking snitch, but you need to talk to Lorenzo something," and gives him his address and everything. But I ain't no snitch. It's like night train, fool, night train. God damn it, I can't think of the damn girl that he's with. I want to say it's Monie Love, but I am not 100% sure on that one. I think that was Monie Love. I'm not sure. But yeah. So they go to Chauncey gives them up the name, and it's funny, right? Because Chauncey gives them up the name, and they go to the address, and then they find out it's a wrong address, right? But it's almost like you don't know for this part of the movie. Like, so they go to find Chauncey, and they go to see him, and he's already killed. Like, they're like, oh, someone came to see this motherfucker already. So, like, what I don't understand is kind of like, I understand why this is played in the movie, but like, who came to see Chauncey? Did fucking Lionel come to see Chauncey? Because Lionel's the one that killed him. So I don't know. But anyways, Chauncey's he's dead than a motherfucker. So then these guys, again, they're cops, but they're not supposed to be doing this shit. They're not supposed to be investigating a murder. That's detective work, right? They're just street cops. So the real detectives show up, and who is it? Run DMC. They're like, man, you guys get out of here. Oh, big Laurel and Hardy looking ass. um, so boom, again they get shown off the case. And I think this is like this whole Chauncey's dead thing is just a reason for them to get in trouble with, their captain. Fuji, we need a test on soil. Again, their interactions with these guys, it's like these guys are just like playing off funny from the beginning, but like um it's a wonder that they didn't do more with this, right? Like I again, fuck it. Look at the box office. So they get in trouble, and the chief of police actually tells them, "Hey, like you guys aren't supposed to be doing this shit." And then he tells them, like, I served with Nick. That's why y'all are fucking. That's why y'all got a job. Um, that's why y'all have a job. And then tells them that the cop that basically took them through basic training or whatever, or through the academy, is the detective on there. And he's like, and he already don't like them, so he's like, I ain't dealing with y'all shit. But yeah, again, it's looking like it didn't make too much. But I don't. It doesn't say what they paid to make it, so I don't know. But it only grossed like 11 million. So there's your answer, Joe. That's why they didn't make fucking more. Sorry. But yeah, so they get in trouble. And then they get to stay, and Dennis Leary gets to chew them out again. And I'm gonna play this and see if we can pick it up a little bit. Um, oh wait, you talking about them? Um, I think this is the point where he's like, "You could call me King Koopa," because that's the name. Let's see.
Sergeant Cooper? Thanks, Sarge.
Ah, seeing Dennis Leary and Dr. Dre like almost close enough to kiss. It's so funny. Yeah.
I will be known as president.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get paid or anything. I'm not gonna play or whatever. I'm just gonna be president. As a matter of fact, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'll be president. King. Because I just want to be a king, and now I decided I'm gonna call myself king. So I'm a king. I'm a king.
Oh, he's fucking nuts. Yeah, so the guys, they're doing work, like they're realistically trying to investigate the murder and stuff like that. But again, like I said, they're not supposed to be doing this. So, they do get in trouble, and they're taken off their beat, and they're put on 24-hour surveillance of my boss. See ya, King Koopa. Like, lover, how's that donut? It's good. There's a whole big box of chocolate donuts all over that table. Oh man. And this becomes funny again when you see this scene and the way it kind of plays out. You can't it's like, okay, this movie is a product of its time, because there are some things in here. Now, the mobsters that they gotta watch, or the mob boss that they gotta watch over, is played by none. Oh, excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. None other than Big Pussy from The Sopranos, and like Carmine from The Sopranos is there as well, and he's like Sopranos use words to describe them, and this guy is the same thing. So just filthy, like racial stuff coming out of him. So yeah, it's bad. It's bad. Definitely something that wouldn't go on now. So at least that's good. I think that's good. That it wouldn't go on now. So again, these guys are loosey goosey with their job. They didn't want their job to begin with, but now, they're focused on they're focused on going after these guys. So they don't want to be stuck there for 24 hours, right? And Colin Quinn's they call on their friend Colin Quinn. And again, in another scene that probably didn't need to be in there, but again, how's House of Pain gonna get their cameo in? Is they're playing cards with Colin Quinn, and the guys call him over, hey, come over here, we need you to do us this favor. And Colin Quinn, like, he's forever lying in this fucking movie. And they're like, House of Pain's like, man, why you hang out with those two guys, like, and he's like, hey man, when I was the only white kid growing up on so and so, these were the only two guys that had my back. And they're like, man, you didn't even grow up over there. You grew up over here. It's funny because now, so Colin Quinn shows up and he's supposed to watch over the mobsters, and he goes in, and the first thing they say is, "Oh, good, a white cop." So tell you what kind of jam they were on right there. And again, so instead of doing their job protecting that guy, they got to go out and they're totally just focused on, we're gonna investigate this fucking murder. They believe people have something to do with it. Now, I don't know if it comes out, but it's supposedly not, because it's like they're just investigating the murder they're just investigating the explosion at the barbershop. And it doesn't come out that Nick was actually murdered, because it plays big in a scene later on. So they're going around and investigating, and they go and they pay this guy Demetrius a visit, and that's when they find Salt in there, and she's not actually playing a rapper in this movie. Like, none of the rappers are playing rappers, but she's playing she's Lionel's niece, and she's working with Demetrius in a fashion sense. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So Demetrius is you find out that he's helping fund her, and something like that. Like, so he's bringing stuff in for her, and then you find out later on that, well, this motherfucker's shady, because he's not only bringing stuff in, he's bringing stuff in illegally through her. So there's always something behind it. Don't think these motherfuckers are helping you out for no reason. They got a ulterior motive. So this motherfucker's one of them. And these guys, they smell the bullshit on them. So they're taking off, and she comes out and she's talking shit to Dre and Ed Lover. And you hear, this is the first time I heard it probably, but it's like, save the drama for your mama. So they could kind of sense that he's dirty, and they're just finding ways to prove it. They'll say it later on, but at this point they ain't even on that detective shit. So Colin Quinn's still running numbers. He's a hustler, man. He's just a hustler in this movie. And they have him playing detective, and he's like, man, I can't watch this guy any longer. He's like, all right, I'm, a hot nurse passes by, and he's like, all right, I can stay a couple more hours. So as the guys are coming back to the hospital, they're pulling up, and boom, there's a bunch of ambulances and cops there, and they already know they're in shit. So it's cutting to Dennis Leary, and he's just chewing them the fuck out. Do you know what happened at 4:30? Do you know? That what you call it was shot. Oh, he's like, you're screwing me. You're screwing me. And then he's like, do I smell a donut? A donut? It's like, oh. It's funny because there's a white cop working the desk behind them, and he's just freaking out as well. Then he's just going to town with the Billy Club. He put him on foot patrol. Like, touches him. Like, tell me you're not touching my fucking badge. Oh man, the interaction between Dennis Leary and Dr. Dre is funny. Like, and Dre and Ed Lover, like their facial expressions are just like, these guys are so funny. And then the thing about it was too is like, if you were an MTV Raps fan, you saw it, right? Like, they were popular. Like, this was by far like the best rap show that you can be on, right? Yo MTV Raps. If you were on Yo MTV Raps, like, you were known. Later on you got Rap City on BET, but Yo MTV Raps was like the by far the more popular one, right? And like, it's, I don't want to say like the proof is in like them making this movie or whatever, but like and when Yo MTV Raps, I want to say it was 95 when they finished up. When Yo MTV Raps finished up, like, a lot of the rappers that have been on there throughout the years went on, and they did this big freestyle at the end, and everybody, like, everyone knows of that, like, everybody. So yeah, man, like that was one of the biggest things. And like, all the rappers kind of tell you like, hey, this is, either like, this is where we got started, or this helped launch us, or whatever. So again, just it was critical in rap becoming more mainstream. Now, the bad part of that is the reason Yo MTV Raps ended up being done away with and canceled is because the songs you were hearing on Yo MTV Raps, you started to hear on the regular rotation of MTV. So it was no longer, here's this rap show. it became, it in helping rap become more mainstream, it kind of played itself out of a show, like, you know what I mean? So it sucks that it went away, but it did run its course, and again, it did what it needed to do, really. Like, it was in the heyday of rap, um, from 88 to 95. Think about like all the big time, maybe I don't want to say albums or big time CDs or whatever that came out around that time. From Beastie Boys to Dr. Dre. I mean, Cool Moody, everybody, Cool Moody. Big Daddy Kane was on there. I want to say like the first episode they had Run DMC and a very fucking young Will Smith. So yeah, man, it was awesome. So they go fucking the guys end up finding Lorenzo, and they go chasing him, and Ed Lover's the only one that can catch him and catches up to him. But Lorenzo fucking is hiding and then busts up on him. It's like, you fucked up, Ed Lover, trying to be the man, and it's Gangstar, man. Like, again, one of my favorite rappers growing up. Boom, he's gonna shoot him, right? And then Colin Quinn shoots the gun out of his hand. Then the guys fucking pull up, and meanwhile the guys pull up, a taxi pulls up, and Dre's in the fucking taxi. Maybe I should let Frankie rejuvenate your memory. So they say, where are you getting the guns, man? Because that was the kind of gun that was found. It's like Guns German, man. I don't know the guy, but he's bringing them in from Germany, and they're trying to, they're trying to share the information, with the little cameo by Flavor Flav here. Flavor Flav or Public Enemy had that song, "I Can't Do Nothing For You, Man." And so, they're like, he's like, Ed, Dre, Ed, help me out. It's like, I can't do nothing for you, man. Bryles, keep an eye on those two. Fuji! So Fuji's in there with Bernstein, and Bernstein is Ken Ober that I talked about earlier from Remote Control. And, he's telling them, he's like, Bernstein is a soil expert. So when they're talking about like, well, what's in the soil, he's like, where'd y'all get this soil? Yeah, Harlem. He's like, it's in the soil is a substance that's found in soil that is around oil, right? So, again, I don't know, how they got this idea that they got oil in Harlem, but apparently Demetrius is on it, and that's the reason why Demetrius is trying to buy up all of Harlem, because he knows about this fucking oil. So yeah. So boom, they got another motive. Now it's funny, they go to fucking they go to spy on Demetrius, and at this point they're not even in cop uniform anymore. They're just in street clothes, and they're almost undercover, but they do got an undercover cop following them as well, and it's Bryos following them. And so they go to the car, and the car they're in with Fab Five Freddy, and Fab Five Freddy is playing a pimp in this movie. Flashes his lights at some girls, and the girl comes up, "Hey, daddy." Oh man. So he's like, "Hey man, you see these guys? You see this guy behind me? I want you to go and rock his world or whatever." But one of the funniest parts is she's going through the back, and she's like, hey big boy, call me when you're ready for dessert, because Dr. Dre is eating. And he looks over at Ed Lover, and Ed Lover's like, bah, 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 bah. Fucking love this movie. So they got Bryles distracted, and Ed Lover's gonna go see what's up with him. So yeah, man, like he goes in, and Demetrius is having dinner with Salt again, because he's bringing in her clothes or whatever, and fucking gets the security guard to throw Ed Lover out. So gets him suspended from the force. And they're telling him, he's like, man, we're doing it for the Nick Crawford murder case. He's like, you're not supposed to. And they're telling them that, hey, this guy Demetrius is a big time guy. We're not supposed, you're lucky he didn't sue you guys and stuff like that. Because again, they're not supposed to be playing fucking detective here. They're supposed to be on street patrol, on foot patrol at that. So they got to clean out their lockers and get out, but they're still investigating. Still, like, again, what would you do? Your fucking father figure or whatever gets killed. I guess they have the ability now to even fucking do this, and they feel like they're hot on the trail. They're like, this ain't police business no more, man. It's personal. So it's cool. It's cool. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, so goes to visit them at the fashion show, because remember they talked about the fashion show that was going to be going on today. And they want to talk to Salt about the about the about the her. I want to say they talked to her about like what it's gonna, or where she mentions that she's got her stuff coming in from Germany, and it's like, well, where's this warehouse? And they go and investigate the fucking warehouse, man. And again, these guys are doing good detective work. It's not like they're if they were fucking just completely wrong, yeah, you say that shit, but it's not. And Ed Lover just got thrown out the window, has a big ass fucking piece of tape on him, or big ass band-aid. And Charisse comes up to him now, played by Peppa, and she's like, ooh, Ed Lover, and she's rubbing him down there right on the band-aid. So again, like the movie, it's they're running short on the jokes for now, and it's becoming the movie goes like from a funny kind of buddy cop almost movie, or funny buddy comedy movie, to these two motherfuckers. Like the tone switches pretty quick. I mean, once they get into looking after the investigating the murder and stuff like that. So they're going back, and they're looking in the warehouse, and they're on it, man. Like you gotta hand it to them. And again, dude, I said it earlier, fucking Dr. Dre is, for a big guy, is dressed pretty cool. You know what I mean? So boom, there they go. They're they broke it. Hey, these guys are doing this shit, and like they say it, fuck police, This isn't you know, they're not doing police work anymore. It's personal. And boom, bye, Al. They found the guns. And these guns, it's they make it pretty easily known or pretty well known because they have them green. Uptown Saturday Night, I like that. Oh, Kurt Loder about to hit him. So yeah, they get like I said, they get busted and they had people following them, so they're gonna be okay. Griles comes out, boom. You boys all right? So yeah, man, what took you so long? He's like, I had to do proper police procedure. So what are you guys doing here? He said, guys, we ain't cop no more. Who gives a damn about a search warrant? Let's go pick up Mr. Demetrius. So boom, they end up going and they're gonna head back to because Mr. Demetrius is at Tisha's place. And the movie's coming up to not, I guess we're getting close to the end here, but they're at the fashion show and it's coming up. But like I said, it to me, like the movie, I like the kind of switch in the tone. Looking at it at a if you're gonna be like critical about it, like yeah, there's maybe some shit that there's a lot of stuff that can be cut, but looking at it as a fan that likes like having all of this in there, like boom, we get another cameo here, the great heavy D, rest in peace. But man, like if you were a fan of rap in the 80s, Heavy D, he was the man. So again, I liked it for what it is. Now in the few kind of things that I was able to watch about this, yeah, you got into a little bit of this, of people kind of complaining, about just, I guess about the number of cameos they had and how it could have been reduced, or shit could have been cut here or there or stuff like that. Like again, to me, it's I don't want to say not necessary, but it's just it is what it is. You don't have to do that. I like this guy, Lamar. So boom, bus in. Nick sees them coming and starts to take off. And as they're again, he Briles gets him and he's arresting him, but he's telling him, he's like, "Oh, we're gonna pin Nick Crawford murder on you." He's like, "Hey, I didn't kill Nick." It's like, he goes, "You ever read the Bible? Your brother's keeper," or something like that. And it's just he's basically pointing the finger at Lionel. Cut to Lionel. Boom. Lionel kind of had it out with Demetrius and was leaving, and Ed goes to see him. Ed and Dre go to see him, and Lionel's getting ready to go to Jamaica. And he's telling him, he's like, why'd you do it or whatever? Or he's like, what have you been doing for Demetrius? And he's telling him, he's like, you had a warehouse full of guns. Maybe you know something about that. And he's like, and maybe you know about who killed Nick. And Lionel busts out with like, hey, I don't know who put that bullet in Nick. And fucking Ed's like, what? Like you see it in, again, good acting by my guy here. But he's like, everyone thinks Nick was killed during the explosion. It's like, why'd you kill Nick, man? And he's like, man, he didn't. I tried to get him to sell that property. He didn't want to sell it. It's like, what was I supposed to do? Demetrius was gonna ruin me. And again, man, it's what these people do, man. They come in, they turn you against each other. And he's like, you sorry motherfucker, why'd you kill Nick? And I credit to the boys, man. Like, boom, busted them, come up. And Lionel's like, because Lionel had it out with Demetrius too, and Demetrius was gonna ruin him. So he's like, I'm about to go take care of Demetrius, but I guess I gotta take care of you first. And boom, my boy Big Dre comes in and busts him. So again, good stuff. So they go back to the police station. The sergeant's like, all right, guys, come on. What if I made you honorary detectives? They're like, nah. It's not for us. We're not cut out for police work. It's too violent. He's like, it's not like you guys found oil. You need jobs. Boom. Got to the guys are cleaning up the barbershop. Guys are cleaning up the barbershop. Everyone's there helping, and Dre still has his big old cannon of a gun. And what happens is Dre goes to shoot at a rat, and boom, oil coming up. So and for whatever fucking reason, they become the most famous barbers in Harlem. And now they're fucking cutting everyone's hair and giving everyone these fucked up haircuts. He's like, nah, this is the New Jack City 2005. Boom. And everyone's just got a fucked up Dr. Dre and Ed Lover haircut. Boom, we in the movie with
I used to kick it with the thugs, pushing drugs in the park, picking every mark that was out after dark. Stick 'em for the loot, cut 'em up, then I dash. And when I had to shoot, I nutted up for the cash. Ran down the block with my 45 block, capped off around, everybody hit the ground. The next
guys, so that's it. That was our movie. One of my favorites. Like, I hope that I didn't stay too quiet during the movie because I was just watching, because I get carried away in it. I love the movie, man. It's always been real big for me. All the rappers that they had in this, the interactions, Dre and Ed Lover, I like, Luck and I always talk at the end of the show. It's like, well, okay, well, what would you have done different or stuff like that? I don't know if I would have done too much different. There's shit you can cut out, but I could definitely see like this could have been done in the 2000s using the rappers of that time. Hell, it could probably be done today, but no, I really wouldn't like that because I'm not a big fan of the rappers now. So, but man, just a movie of its time. Ted Dem's first interaction in directing. He went on to do Life, he went on to do Blow, which were two huge fucking movies. So just a lot of good stuff in this. One of the early hip hop movies. So I mean, if you get a chance, if you were a fan of rap in the 90s, if you're a fan of rap in the late 80s, I definitely think that this movie's worth a watch. If you were a fan of Yo MTV Raps and you didn't watch this movie, I don't know where you're at, man, because again, this is it was one of my favorites, and it's one that I wanted to get done for a long time. So I'm happy to have gotten it done for you guys, man. So what's to come? What's going on? What's the future hold for Now Watch This? Well, I do got shows planned, guys. I do got some stuff coming up. We got Red Dead Redemption coming up. We got Tires coming up. want to do the American president. Purple Rain still on the agenda. Forrest Gump, Saving Silverman, Mr. Baseball, Tombstone, and we're gonna get back into Batman. So a lot of stuff coming up from Now Watch This, guys. All I gotta say is thank you for watching, thank you for listening. Please like, share, subscribe. Podcasting helps, in so many ways. Helps you get the word out, helps you get to speak about stuff. But for me, it's just helping me, in I guess maybe express myself. I don't know if that's the right word to say, but whenever I have to get the shit out, like it's a good fucking release. So recommend it to all you guys. Please give us a like, give us a follow, give us a listen. And I promise you, I got more stuff coming on. I have more guests lined up, and the big guy is gonna come back soon. So you got that to look forward to, guys. But for Little Joe, for Now Watch This, all I gotta say is thank you for joining me. Keep watching, keep listening. Peace.
Next thing I heard was the siren. Didn't turn around, money grip kept firing. Running for the ride.
This is Dr. Dre. Party's going on. Thank God it's Friday.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy.